Please welcome Posh.
Cool. Hey everyone, my name is Karan Kashyap. I'm co-founder and CEO of Posh. Quick background, we're a company that spun out of MIT's AI lab last year. My background is I did my undergrad in CS at MIT, also my master's in artificial intelligence, focusing on speech and NLP. And we're a conversational AI platform. We focus primarily on selling into banks today with a technology platform that allows you to develop more context-aware bots. We have other conversational solutions too besides chatbots. We also do our own live chat solution as well as conversational analytics. But really it's focused on omni-channel context-aware bots. So we work with a number of credit unions and banks today. So here's a few of the credit unions we're working with. The biggest one is Digital Credit Union here in Boston. We also work with some other companies as well that you may recognize. We're part of the Mass Challenge FinTech program. It's the first year of the program, and so really great experience so far getting us in touch with some nice organizations. So as far as the motivation behind what we're doing, we're focusing on the next generation of customer expectation. So really customers today, regardless of vertical, especially in banking, they're not looking at customer service being what banks used to offer before. They're looking at companies like Amazon and Uber expecting 24/7 really fast and personalized service. So the opportunity for bots is pretty clear. I mean, there's tons of bot companies out there. But from my research lab, we were focusing on what's really missing in the efficacy and the, I guess, the widespread adoption of bots. And for use cases that are more two-directional conversations like customer service or conversational banking, one of the really important pieces that a lot of platforms don't hit on is this idea of context understanding. So context, like we describe here, is basically being able to leverage the history of the conversation. So if you use Alexa or Siri today, you might notice, for example, that it doesn't consider what you said before. It's really bad for things like customer service and other use cases where what you said before is really important. So here's a quick example of where context is really important. You're talking in the blue and the bot's in the green. And you might say, I want to transfer money to my checking account, and the bot will say, sure thing, from which account? You might think in your head savings, but you might want to figure out how much money you have in savings first. So you say, how much in savings? And the bot might come back and say, you have $1,000 in your savings account. What you're doing right now is you're switching from a transfer workflow to an account balance check back to a transfer workflow. And if a platform doesn't really support context understanding or doesn't support more than one degree of context understanding, it's not going to know how to answer the question. So a very simple use case, but you can see something like this in a common workflow, especially something like a transfer, and it's something that we really focus on. So I'll walk you through a demo right now. You're going to be hearing our telephone solution and seeing our mobile and web solution. So they're two separate demos, just being overlaid for convenience.
Hi, welcome to Chartway. Para español, oprima dos. Please enter your member ID. Thanks. Now please input your audio PIN. Your checking account balance is $1,364.17. Your last deposit was this morning to savings, check number 1024 for $4,500. Anything else? Press 1 to continue using the dial pad menu. Otherwise you can simply ask me to help you make transfers, check recent spending, and more.
I want to transfer money to my checking account.
And which account would you like to transfer money from?
How much money is in my savings account now?
Currently in savings you have $8,043.90.
Okay, then let's do $1,500 from savings.
Sure. Just to confirm, you want to transfer $1,500 from savings to checking?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, your new checking account balance is now $2,864.17. Let me know if there's anything else today.
Yeah, so I'll stop the video demo there. But that's a common solution that we sell into banks, which is basically what we call smart IVR. So instead of pressing buttons on your phone and navigating menus, it's basically, how can I help you? And that's getting a lot of traction amongst especially credit unions. So as far as the platform, The web solution, which is also like our mobile solution with the widget. You heard our voice solution, so we are spreading across multiple different channels or touch points. Our platform is cloud agnostic. It's a developer platform, actually. So if you know Python, you could actually use our platform to develop anything you want. We're focusing right now on financial services specifically, but we can deploy on any cloud, on-premise. It's a fully self-contained solution. We have our own intent recognition engine, so everything is sort of nicely packaged and be able to deploy as long as you have Kubernetes support. And then we also plug into anything that has API access as well. We have analytics out of the box with our platform, and we also have our own live chat solution, like I mentioned. So in case the bot doesn't know the answer, you can always use our live chat solution to escalate to the right agent. We can also work with other live chat solutions as well. Thank you. Yeah, so the platform itself has nothing to do with banking. It's a conversational platform. But we chose credit unions for a reason, and that's because it's the same product that we can basically resell to every customer. So we chose it for ease of scale. If we work with other businesses, it's harder for us to customize or deploy. Our goal is to go broad eventually, but for right now we have enough of a opportunity in just that space. And as far as your on-premise question, we do have neural networks, but they're pretty shallow. We've been able to optimize for pretty shallow networks to achieve good performance. And so, of course, we work with financial institutions. Not all of them like to use the cloud. And so we needed to do something that could be on-premise.
How many layers can you go back in the conversational history? So let's say I ask for the balance for checking savings and like a money market account, and I say, OK, do the transfer. It's unclear which one. Would it understand that?
Yeah, so we do prompting. So like we have a confidence-based approach to clarify. So we can ask clarification questions. Did you mean A or B? But as far as the theoretical limit for context, we could go as far back really in a conversation. But in practice, we don't do that. We usually limit it to about 10 turns. It'd be a little bit creepy, I think, if we remembered something you said 6 months ago. So we try to make it more more human-like is the goal. Yeah. Yeah, so we don't do other languages like ourselves, but we do leverage Google, for example. So right now we support Spanish as well, for example. We have the ability to do other languages that Google supports. We don't actually do the ASR piece, so the ASR is third-party off the shelf. If we use if we want to support other languages, we'll probably just use a translate service. Our intent recognition engine is pretty robust to like grammatical incorrectness or even like differences in wording. So we've actually tried using Translate, and it's still pretty reasonable to use a translation medium and then use our engine. Yeah, I mean, so we have the ability to use a spell check, for example. On the interface as well, we can actually have a spell check there for the user. So if they start to enter something and they're misspelling it, we'll actually prompt on the user side the right spelling. But in case they don't do that, I mean, it's still pretty robust. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the conversational state management or context understanding is our core differentiator. So we have a patent pending for our approach to doing that. The base of it is we actually wrote our own programming language. It's an extension of Python. We call it PAWS. But it's essentially a way to abstract the idea of building and maintaining a state machine. So I can go more into it later, but I can only say so much because of patent purposes. But yeah, so that's our core differentiator, but we also have some IP around our own NLU engine, for example. So we have domain-specific NLU. Another advantage of focusing on banking as a first vertical is that we can go really deep into banking conversations and build a specific NLU model for that industry.
I know you said you're focusing on banking right now, but do you guys have an SDK that people can use in order to leverage the technology into other applications
Yeah, so that's something that'll go live later in the year. So it's a developer platform. Again, it's going to be Python based. So our language is called Pause, but it's using Python's AST. And so if you know how to use Python, you can write in Pause pretty seamlessly. It's actually an extension of Python, so you can still use NumPy and everything if you want. But yeah, I mean, that'll go live later in the year. We're not prioritizing it, to be honest, right now, just because we have, again, enough traction in just banking. But you know, we just raised a round, so we're starting to hire and expand our use cases. Yep. Thank you.